Succinctly as possible, how would you say gambling has affected your life?
Well, I lost my home, my wife, and tragically I don't have any contact with my children. I guess you could say I've lost everything.
You are listening to A Gambler's Life, a story about gambling addiction. This is Shane Yeo, your host. First, we will hear from some doctors and a gambling addict to find out what gambling addiction really is and how someone can come back to life from the depths of their addiction.
Perception has always been, well, okay, drugs are serious, alcohol is serious, but gambling is not a serious addiction. Gambling is a serious addiction. It can damage a person over a long period of time, and it can damage very heavily.
So it becomes absolutely exhausting, it becomes draining, you suffer from panic attacks, anxiety attacks. What you think, because there's no ingestion of substances, you think that there's no physical, but there is. When you feel so worthless and you've got absolutely no control of your behaviour, well, suicidal thoughts, that's a regular occurrence. At times, you just want it all to end.
The gambling has taken over their life. Gambling addiction can impact on people's home life, they can impact on their work environment, their productivity, and they can also impact on their capacity to be good parents.
I was starting to find ways of how I could overcome problem gambling. I started to learn about gambling addiction, why I'd become addicted, and sort of that knowledge became powerful. I became more aware of what was happening.
Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever...
There's two ways of treating gambling addiction. It is important to understand the reasons why a person gambles, but it's also important to change a person's behavior.
The thing with gambling is so socially acceptable. You actually feel that what you're doing is completely harmless. When you are in the grips of a gambling addiction, you don't even know it because you're in complete denial.
With virtually every gambler that we've seen over the years, there is a low self-esteem, which is one of the reasons, again, why people gamble, because when you gamble you feel good, but when you lose and you feel low again, your self-esteem plummets.
Winning and losing become immaterial. You just want to keep that feeling going. So you just want to keep on placing bets, you want to stay in the action, you want to keep this excitement. Because once you stop, even if you've won, you come way down. Nobody wants to come down.
The financial pressures that problem gambling puts on people often leads them to have to behave in ways they would never have thought possible in the past. And you see morally upright people ending up taking money in illegal ways from their relatives or from their employers.
I no longer see a chance to win lots of money or to have control in an area of my life because I don't have control in other areas of my life. I don't feel as worthless. I feel more in control. It's just so uplifting and I just feel so much richer for it. Feels great.
If anyone does think they have a gambling problem or know someone who does, it's important to check it out. They should seek help and talk to professionals. Gambling affects the brain the same way substances affect the brain of a drug user. There are many variables to consider in each case of gambling addiction. Identifying patients' needs are important because then you can target those needs with correct treatment. The next two gentlemen we speak with are very different gambling addicts who bet on the same Super Bowl. The first man's voice is disguised by request. The second man's name is Chris. Let's listen and find out what happens to the two of them.
I bet on everything since I was a little kid. I took kids for money playing dice and cards during recess. Played in football pools with my dad. Yeah, I've been around gambling since I was about 6 or 7. I got into gambling about 5 years ago playing online poker. Then a coworker set me up with a bookie, and from there I was hooked. I was drinking heavily, numbing myself. I made the bet so I could buy my girlfriend an engagement ring, and if she said yes, I would have more cash for the wedding. I watched the game at work because my girlfriend didn't know I'd made the bet, and I didn't want to control my emotions in front of her.
This championship to be decided here today between the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I bet 15 grand on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I bet 5 G's on the Packers. That was all the money I had. I was doing fine. I set my Christmas bonus to bet on this game.
The raw emotion of this moment. There is nothing like the Super Bowl.
I felt really excited, super nervous, slightly guilty about lying to my girl. But once kickoff came, I was zoned in.
Super Bowl 45.
The Green Bay Packers struck first, Aaron Rodgers throwing a passing touchdown to Jordy Nelson.
Rodgers play action, looks to the end zone. Rainbows Jordy Nelson. He's got it. Touchdown!
Jordy Nelson getting just a step, but that's all Aaron Rodgers needed with that pinpoint accuracy.
What a great drive. I was pumped. Yep. Didn't scare me too much. Thought the Steelers would get the points right back.
Then with a long count. Throws from his own end zone. Pumps. Gonna throw it long down the near sideline.
Intercepted on the end of goal by Collins. Right sideline to the 15 to the 10. Weaving his way to the 5. Leaping end zone. It's a touchdown! In stunning fashion, the Green Bay Packers take a 14-0 lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I bust out a celebratory drink from my liquor stash, and I feel like I'm on top of the world.
Yeah, that hurt, don't it, buddy?
Now I'm worried. I ordered more drinks and started to feel sorry for myself.
Well, the one thing you can't do is you can't panic now. You're down 14-0. Settle down. You have to have a calming voice in that huddle.
Now down by 2 touchdowns, the Pittsburgh Steelers realized that they had to step their game up if they wanted a chance to win. They were not done yet.
The give off the right side. Mendenhall! And he's down to the goal line for a Pittsburgh touchdown!
About damn time some hope crept back into my life for a little bit. I was slapped into reality. I realized I was a bit premature celebrating. Anxiousness started to come over me.
Rodgers is going to go into the gun. He's back. He steps forward and he's going to be hit and sacked. James Harrison got him. And this momentum switch is profound.
Although the Steelers seemed to have taken control of the game, the Packers would not let up one bit.
Snap to Rodgers, throws right side of the end zone.
And down goes another shot, and I start to feel like this game is in the bag for sure this time. I went to the bathroom. I needed a break from the game. I felt sick to my stomach.
Can the Packer defense close the deal? Come on, D! One more time, D! Come on, baby! 4th and 5 for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger, he looks, he throws, it's off the hands of Willis. Double-burst interception. And there is your Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers drops to a knee. The title is back in town. The Green Bay Packers are world champions.
I hit rock bottom. I checked myself into rehab for a few days. It's not like I could make rent anymore anyways. I was in full party mode. I rounded up some coworkers and took them out for drinks. I was one happy, addicted man.
Bartender, I really did it this time. Broke my parole to have a good time. When I got home, it was 6 a.m. The door was locked, so I kicked it in. She was tripping on the bed.